Of course, physically, it's the same thing. So when we want a physical reference in things, we want to have the foundations, the main structure played by the bigger muscles. So, for example, in this case, the accent would be arm motion, so using the bigger muscles, or the kick will be a leg motion, so still a bigger muscle. And then everything else can be, played by smaller muscles, so like wrist motions, ankle motions, or finger motions. For example, we can think of playing a pattern like putting a 5 on top of this, playing a 5 with our hands, so something like okay, this could be a linear feel. Putting a hi-hat in, it would sound like this. Okay, so now we already have our first linear feel, and we know exactly how to start and finish it because we have this reference, both listening and physical reference. And if we put this in a simple groove, this is the type of effect that we would have. If we start to speed this up, we can start having a pretty cool effect or something like this. And so on. So just by moving my hands around, adding some ghost notes, this type of linear can already take a completely different taste from what we were doing at the beginning, which was a very simple, 6 on top of 4 type of thing. And people can barely understand the type of lick that we're playing, which that's not even our goal. Our goal, of course, is to be musical and be creative with a 6-stroke pattern. So this is pretty cool. And right now we started our 6 strokes starting with the bass drum note. We can then do the opposite thing and start with the 5 strokes with our hand and end it with a bass drum note. So let's see how this would sound. Okay, so there are fewer bass drum strokes and less references for us because it's not the 6 pattern is not dictated by this bass drum anymore. So we will have to kind of relearn musically, or not relearn but get used to it musically. So we'll have to practice this to the point where we have this in our mind, like musically, without even thinking about it. So we'll just repeat this for a bunch of times until it doesn't become natural. So to the point that it becomes something like this. Another good thing that we can do in this case is when we want to move this type of pattern around. Since we are playing 5 strokes with our hands, we can start once with our right hand and once with our left hand, and when we move it around the set, this will allow us to play something like this. And so it also helps us with agility on the set, which I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool effect. And these are all solutions with only putting one stroke of the bass drum either at the beginning of the 6-stroke roll linear fill or at the end of it.